Welcome to Everyone's a Critic 1993. I'm your host, Sean Patrick. With me is Amy Kay.
Hi.
And MJ.
Hey.
MJ, forever changed after this day.
Everything hurts.
Yeah, it's painful. It's painful.
We watched Body of Evidence, released on this date as recording 30 years ago. Let's see. MJ, do you want to tell people what the movie's about?
Yeah, let the 18-year-old explain it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's about murder.
And?
But with an interesting way of murder, sex. So that's fun.
She fucked him to death.
Yeah. Yep.
Her body is the weapon.
No,
it
hurts.
was cocaine, actually.
Well, yeah.
It was a lot of factors in there. It was...
Is this the sleaziest thing you've ever seen?
Yes.
Most definitely.
And I've seen Showgirls many times.
That's in your future.
Yeah, well, yeah. We wish you luck in the future for that one.
Everything about this is just, like, from minute one, the first thing you hear is just moaning.
Yeah.
Just...
And I actually said, Sean, I think we should play that in the background of the podcast. Because not distracting all. It starts off with this video I repeat. Again, though, too, you have to remember who's starring in this. This is Madonna's big 90s vehicle at this point.
Yeah, I mean, prior to this, she's doing, like, actually lovely character work in, like, A League of Their Own.
Oh, exactly.
Like, she's establishing herself as this kind of, maybe a character actor, and then, nope, I gotta be the movie star.
Oh, God. But again, and I have to state this, because this is right after her book Sex came out, right after Erotica came out, so she was definitely in this very sexual...
If I may, sorry, I should have done this right at the top. Just a trigger warning, there's a lot of talk about sex in this podcast, because we're going to have to talk about a lot of it.
Yeah, maybe you don't have your kids listening to this podcast.
If you have, like, somebody who just doesn't like that kind of conversation, like, just duck out.
That's why we don't invite Fuzzy's mom.
No, she cannot watch this. Neither can my dad.
Nope.
Hope he never finds it. Because he will watch it if he finds it.
He will, yeah.
That's just gonna
your
happen.
dad watched this movie.
Oh, yeah.
We all know that. Come on.
It's a very disturbing thing to think about.
Well, I mean, and you know, the sad thing is, Sean couldn't be bothered to give a trigger warning to MJ. But wants to make sure that the listeners that he doesn't even know are comfortable.
No,
they have to be able to.
No, I mean,
the listeners don't have to be here. They do.
I've even seen this movie, and you should have given me a trigger warning. This movie's terrible.
When did you first see this?
I saw this...
Did you see this in the theater?
No.
Good. Good.
Because I was, 15 when this came out?
You couldn't even go to the movie, I don't think.
We weren't even allowed to, look at the sex book or anything. And then buying erotica, we had to have parents do that for us because it was sexually explicit. So I watched this, I want to say, with Jeff on VHS.
Jeff, our co-host on the regular edition of Everyone's a Critic.
Who's obsessed with Madonna, who was obsessed with Madonna before she got really puffy. Her face is so puffy now. It was so nice to
sound
see
like
her
that was his
original
reason,
face.
though.
No, but I mean, let's be honest. But I mean, aside from that, no, and I must have been 16 or 17 when I saw it the first time.
Yeah.
And you know,
were you disturbed?
No, I was in puberty. I was like, oh shit,
we're not supposed to be looking at this.
This is kind of hot. And of
Willem
course,
Dafoe.
With his unreasonably large dick. Curiously strong.
Confusingly.
Oh, confusingly.
Yes, we got to specify that.
So upsetting.
There's something more upsetting and yet descriptive about it being confusingly large as opposed to anything else.
Confusing? Why?
This doesn't belong here, is basically what that means.
You have to wind it up with a hose handle.
It's like staring at one of those AI art paintings trying to figure out what it actually is.
And everybody's so moist in this film. I mean,
constantly
waxy.
Damp.
Everybody's damp. Everybody's damp. Even the women. It's like, God. There's like a weird haze in the film. Everything's beige.
Like a smoke machine for some
Smoke
reason.
machine.
Every scene.
Not even one good song. Like,
No. Where was Madonna on the soundtrack?
yeah, come on, let's get
Like-
sexy. And there wasn't even sexy music. It was like weird incidental music.
So the
being played.
notion here, for those who haven't seen it, is
Yeah.
that Madonna plays a woman who's having sex with an older man. She's in a relationship with him. He dies, apparently having recently had sex with her.
Right.
Joe Mantegna comes in and just right away, like, yep, she fucked him to death, like, because that's the first thing you would assume.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
That's what
is
he
that
would say on Criminal Minds.
An old man has sex. Clearly, he's fucking dead because of it. Like, this is a very 90s concept.
Well, I mean, the whole film is very 90s concept.
Did we learn science like 20 years ago?
Yeah, we did.
Is that what it is? Like,
Might have
we finally figured out the science of this?
We didn't have the internet back then. I mean, it wasn't readily available to all of us.
No, like
So
MIT
this is the only
students.
kind of like sexy porn we could get. Which body of evidence, you guys?
In theaters.
In theaters.
I can't stress enough that this movie that's filled with just naked Madonna and
So
naked
much-
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, so much wet Willem Dafoe. Soggy Willem Dafoe.
Naked, waxy
Waxy.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh. You could smell the dankness. Like when that first thing that you said when it started is like, I can smell this film. And you know if you
This
can do
is
that.
so sleazy
It's
that
so-
you can
smell
smell this movie.
This is
It
why
has
we
a
need
scent.
television, damn it. This is exactly
No.
why. Yes.
Don't invent that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we're going to suffer anyway. We might as well have the entire, thing.
I feel like I did have that experience. It's a whole other thing. This is a courtroom thriller as well, so you've got Joe Mantegna, who is the prosecuting attorney who goes to every crime scene.
Every crime scene.
Yeah.
Because that's what prosecuting attorneys do.
In Portland, they do.
course. Only in Portland.
Keep it weird.
So he shows up and immediately. That's his first. Yes, she fucked him to death. That's the only possible way this happened. Oh, by the way, there might have been cocaine.
Yeah.
Just like there might be in there too. And Willem Dafoe comes in as Madonna's lawyer, and I mean, even if
Frank.
you had no idea what
Yeah.
this movie was about, you would just know that they're about to fuck.
I mean,
just at any minute.
every scene you did just leading up to it, and then when they finally do, it's like, nah, Frank.
It's disturbing. Madonna described it as animal-like during
Yeah.
the movie. Like,
Oh.
have
You
you
ever seen animals have sex?
seen animals fuck, Frank?
Oh yeah, I do. I guess I need to say it the way Madonna said it.
It's very active, but
It's-
they don't hurt each other.
Just bite the back of each other's neck.
Not here to kink shame anybody.
No.
Do you, man?
You're
Have
into
fun.
fucking animals, by all
Whatever.
means.
Like,
We
as long
are
as you're not
kink
hurting
shaming
me.
this movie now.
Very much
Yes.
so. This movie needs to be ashamed. This movie should be ashamed.
Oh, just writhing Willem Dafoe and
God.
this film was directed by the great Uli Adel,
Who everybody knows.
who everybody knows.
He's a household name.
He's the Jurgen
He's the Jurgen Prochnow of today.
directing. Exactly, I agree. And
The ubiquitous Jurgen Prochnow that everyone knows.
I swear to God, I can remember MTV and Madonna doing an interview, and she's like, "It was a real honor to work with Uli." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is Uli?"
Uli Kunkel?
Uli Kunkel. And Julianne Moore's in this too. So like, all I kept thinking was, "It's the dude." There she is, Uli.
A lot of Julianne Moore.
A lot of
She gets
Julianne
very
Moore.
naked in this movie. Ann Archer, who shouldn't. I mean, I'm sorry. I love you, Ann Archer.
Yeah, but-
this is not a thing about her body.
We saw her like a mom.
Like,
going with
yeah,
the
she was
kids.
the mom in like Patriot games. Like she's
Fatal
just
Attraction.
like just not. She's like seeing your teacher
Yeah,
naked.
yep. None of our business. None of our business. Oh, I just saw my sixth grade principal. Oh. Oh, God, make it stop.
Equivalent feeling of seeing Ann Archer naked in a movie.
But I see, and I don't know why I thought that this was directed by a bigger director
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know what Uli Adel did after this.
I'm looking it up, and it just looks like he got fucked to death.
Oh God! What? I'm sorry. What? No.
In that this movie suffered so badly. 8% on the tomato meter. 23% audience score on this one.
The other 8% were typing with one hand.
And I just want to clarify this for all the listeners who want to watch it, might think they want to watch this film. It's available on Vudu, it's available on Prime Video, it's available on Apple TV, but may I also suggest not watching it on fucking Tubi?
It is free on Tubi.
It's free on Tubi, but man, you get done fucking, and then you're going right into, like, what? Applebee's commercial.
Oh, wait, no. The first one was guacamole.
We saw that, but what's the one with the little kid in it? It's like, oh, hey, down Napa Auto Parts,
Auto Parts.
Kids learning how to drive. It's like, ew.
Napa knows how.
And not only that, it makes the film seem so much longer when you're watching it on
This is not
TV.
a well-paced film.
No.
Like, they think they're making like an all-time great detective noir movie.
And it's, yeah, you know what? I got the sense of, like, that they wanted noir, and it to me, it's like you could have just cut out the really hot sex scenes.
Here's the thing.
Just make your porn.
Here's the thing. Like, they do this thing throughout the movie where they light the eyes. Did you see that they were lighting people's eyes? That little shaft of light that was growing across the eyes. And the reason
you see here.
The reason you do that is because technically these movies tend to be in black and white. So it can be hard to see somebody's eyes. This is a color movie.
Oh, God. Oh.
This movie is very much in color.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of color.
A lot of wet color. This movie makes Basic Instinct look like a masterpiece. David Denby on New York Magazine. I fucking love that.
I hate Basic Instinct too. Like, that's just, oh man.
It's basic, like Sliver and all, like anything Sharon Stone did back then.
Sweaty, sleazy.
No one washes their bedding. It's just so dirty.
You never once see, like, I know Madonna had to have had a maid, but like you never see
toweling off.
No one ever sees that.
No, I mean, you get to see, you see Julianne Moore in the shower.
The only smart character in the movie.
The only clean character. I mean,
she's having sex with Willem Dafoe and immediately runs to the shower. Like, sprinting to the shower. I know what movie I'm in. I don't want this.
See, okay, so somebody here says from Empire Magazine, they say, it's an erotic thriller that's strangely unerotic and devoid of thrills, and this is, however, mercifully short at 100 minutes. It was not mercifully short. I'm sorry.
No, that whole twist, it's got a twist ending.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's totally, first of all, none of that twist would work.
No, it's not plausible.
I don't even know how to explain it. That's why it wouldn't work. Jürgen Prochnow and Madonna are in it together. He was the doctor who prescribed her cocaine.
Okay, that's the other. Yeah, we go into like a 1904 apothecary for one, and she's like, no, it's like peony root or whatever it is.
Just so Willem Dafoe can perv on Madonna while she's getting naked acupuncture
by this really creepy old, very moist man.
Not Jürgen Prochnow.
Not Jürgen Prochnow.
That would have been hot.
Now that would, Well,
as everybody on TikTok can explain. Jürgen Prochnow.
I mean,
smoking hot.
The fucking they should have put him on the cover of the DVD. It should have been him on the movie poster.
Body of evidence starring Jürgen Prochnow.
Exactly.
That way you could get the kids to watch it.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I don't think the kids should watch it though.
I believe that would be some kind of crime.
Yes. I feel like it would be several crimes.
Please don't show Body of Evidence to children.
No.
I mean, if you're babysitting and you want to do something funny.
Like, we're supposed to be doing an update on the plot here, and what is the plot of this movie outside of them fucking?
Well,
we have a court thing. She's accused of murder. We have a bunch of people talking about how she likes kinky sex and like trying to shame her for ever having had sex in her life.
That was, I think that was, and again, I think we've come up really far since then. Like, you know, we don't want people to, like, the sex part of her life had nothing to do with the murder. No. Or, like, you know, like his heart just could have given out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of shitty, but then again, we're talking about major misogyny in early 90s film anyway.
Anne Archer walks into the opening scene of this movie, and she's supposed to be like a witness to tell them, like, the detective calls her over specifically to tell Joe Mantegna what she just told him. And then he stops her and mansplains what she was going to say. Like, okay, you shut up, I'll tell him what you were going to say, okay?
I just want to show you.
I just want, this is the one who said it. You stand there while I talk for you.
And then in like interviews, Anne Archer's like, that was a great script. I didn't feel belittled whatsoever in this film.
I imagine at the time that's just how scripts were written. If you're a female actress at this time, like this is kind of like what you're getting.
Well, watch Basic Instinct, and then again, Sharon Stone's just like it's a really empowering film. How? Because you're still being belittled.
You're still being called a whore.
Exactly.
Like the entire movie is just about calling Madonna a whore.
That's
the whole,
yeah.
That should be the plot. It's just a bunch of men calling Madonna a whore.
They should have just called the movie Whore.
Yeah.
Whore, starring Madonna.
That movie would go down in time.
I'm telling you.
Everyone would remember that.
It feels like something that would have been made in the 70s. You know what I mean?
That
a
sounds
really
like a
bushy
fucking art
bush
film.
Yeah,
Like-
Whore. Well, yeah, I mean,
We
she
talk
put
about
out
it in
sex
hushed tones as
porn.
lost media, that movie.
I loved this period for Madonna. I thought I loved what she was exploring. I thought she was really cool. And again, one of those things where she didn't tolerate men's bullshit. So I kind of thought, that's why it was so great to do the book and make the record that she wanted to make. This movie, however, like I remember seeing the ads and going, okay, this kind of fits. This fits with like a bad girl is on erotica, and that's kind of where she was going with all this. And then you watch it, and it's like, no, this doesn't fit at all. This is just pure garbage.
No, like I said, it's just about calling her a whore for 100 minutes.
Yep.
Like literally, Joe Montana says her body is the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
These men, by the way, apparently they just cannot stop. Like they've been completely raped. Like these men have just been completely like manipulated into this. They have no other role to play other than they're just men who have to fuck.
Yep.
And they can't say no. Oh, my
walk
heart's
away.
kind of bad. I shouldn't do this. No, you have no way. No, she's Madonna, and she basically wants to have sex with you, and that's it. That's the...
Yeah, it's very just strange. Like, what?
It's that whole femme fatale thing but it didn't come off that way. It just came off like, she's just really horny and likes older men. We've all been there.
That's really, like, she does not commit a crime in the end. I mean, until the end, even in the end, she really didn't commit any crimes.
Aside from poisoning his nasal spray.
I guess maybe?
Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry. In case you wanted to watch this movie.
I guess she admits to doing that.
But I mean, ultimately...
But, like, I mean, just based on what you can prove, though, early on in the movie, like, they just basically call... I mean, if Joe Mantegna wants to make that case, make that fucking case.
Yeah.
She poisoned his nasal spray.
Yeah.
But no, he makes it about her fucking him to death.
Yep, yeah. Cursed women. It's
Such a strange thing to be in a courtroom. Like, I just don't understand.
I think if you had... Okay, question. If you had to pick one scene out of this film that would redeem it at all, it would probably only be in the courtroom, right? Because everything else was just so...
Yeah, I think...
except for, like, some dudes are going to be like, oh, that scene in the car park, though.
Oh!
You can't have sex on glass. You should not have sex on glass.
Oh, and his back was all cut up. It
And
was
her
just like,
knees are all,
dude.
like...
So they're having sex. This is like the fifth time in the movie they've had sex with this woman. The movie just keeps stopping for them to have sex.
We'll wait.
She goes over, like, he doesn't want them to be seen, even though they're having sex in a fucking parking garage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the kink of it, is the public nature of it.
Yeah.
She goes over to their car. I hope it was their car.
Yeah, could have been anybody's at this point.
Gets on top of the car and breaks the light bulb
with
that
her
lands on the
shoe.
car, and then they fuck on the light bulb.
Oh!
Which is that's just not safe. That's just not hygienic.
It's
You imagine the back team they both had to use after this.
and then again, I mean, it already feels like they're all just gaping holes of pain and torture, and I don't know, candles and
the
champagne,
sex in the movie is real.
which is
It is actual, especially, like, I was joking last week. I came up with a very funny joke, I thought, about ruining movies by imagining the main characters having oral sex.
Yeah.
This
It
movie
happened.
is the thesis statement on why that's a bad thing. Why you don't want that in your head.
no.
I
Because Willem Dafoe is in there.
Oh, God. His face.
Full face in there.
And I already keep stating to you,
Which
this
is fine.
movie could not be wetter.
I don't have a problem with oral sex. That's fine. I just don't need to see Willem Dafoe do it.
No!
Just don't. I don't need to see that.
It
There's
is
some people you just never want to see like that.
Like your teacher.
Right. Oh, stop it. Or the teacher.
Or Willem Dafoe.
No, oh no, no.
Everything hurts. Oh. I don't know. I have cramps right now just from this film. I mean, I kept running to the bathroom. Everything hurts. I just have to say this. David Anson of Newsweek,
Yeah.
he said that Body of Evidence won't be remembered for its classic plotting or brilliant legal gambits, but give it its due, it holds one's attention.
I think David was holding his own attention. That's what I'm saying. Respected film critic David Anson.
David Anson.
Pardon me, sir. I apologize. It does hold your attention.
It
That is-
grabs it.
It
So does
chokes
she.
it.
In the elevator.
Oh no.
People standing right next to him in that elevator, and she's just
People not have
There were
peripheral
pants
vision
bands.
in this universe.
Apparently they don't. Like, no one's seeing this. No one brought it up in court. It never got brought up in court that they were fucking. It's like,
And they're not hiding it.
no.
Like,
It's
very. His wife
blatantly
finds out about it
obvious.
very easily.
very easily. And okay, that bothered me too. Did you notice that? Like, she just kept showing up after that. Like, she told him to leave to move out after she finds out he's been
This
fucking
is
Madonna.
Julianne Moore.
But then she keeps showing up places where he is. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want to be over, or are we still together? What's the thing here? And they're like, why did she show up to the crime scene at the end?
It's a very good question. Like, what? Why?
I just thought you might be here. I
He
didn't
does
know
have a
that you had.
confusingly large penis. Maybe that's what she's.
Everything hurts.
Is it taking away her brain cells?
She's trying to solve the mystery of it. She's doing the work no one else will do.
Yeah. She took one for the team, is what you'd say.
That's why she's sprinting to the shower afterwards.
Oh, she's like, get him
still
off,
like,
get him off!
No! This doesn't fit. It's like an eel.
Like an eel.
That would be confusing.
Oh, it would also hurt. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what this movie, like, I guess that it's trying to be noir.
Right.
But let's face it, it's 1993. There was nothing that was, like, remotely, cinematically groundbreaking in this film.
Well, again, I can think, like, with the smokiness in the courtroom. Like, again, if it's in black and white,
Yeah, then that makes
you're
sense.
kind of trying to illustrate where the light is. It makes sense a
Yeah.
little bit.
Right.
This is a color film.
It's true. That's true. And also, noir, I mean, you don't start a noir film off with, like, nipple clamps. It's never been like that. You don't see that shit in LA Confidential,
Yeah.
I mean, no.
And the guy who can't figure out how nipple clamps work,
Yeah.
just open up the clip part, put it on your nipple. It's not hard. I've never used them, but I think I
What
can
other-
reasonably.
Like, what other purpose would they have?
It makes me happy that that's how they start the film. They kick it off with nipple clamps. I can
think if
appreciate
you're
that.
confused by how nipple clamps work, it makes sense that you think a woman could fuck a man to death.
Okay, but would you
Yeah.
look at the guy who asked about the nipple clamps? Odds are he really wasn't getting shit at that point either. I don't even know what this is. I'm just used to vanilla sex.
I keep my eyes closed during sex.
I shower in my clothes.
I do a Romney with the sheet. We do it through a sheet. That
through
way
a sheet.
neither of us sees anything.
Oh my god. Why? And what? Is that how Mitt Romney really has sex?
I don't know. I assume. Have you seen Mitt Romney?
I picture that's more of a Jim Jordan kind of thing.
Jim Jordan never had sex.
that we know of.
But there again, there's the thesis statement. You don't want to see him eating somebody's pussy.
Absolutely not. I don't want to
Just
see
some
him at all.
people.
Yeah. Like you said, okay, so Flank Langella is in this fucking movie. Shows up way late in the film, which it's like, here you get this great actor, and then he's here at the end, and then you come to find that he also had a heart condition,
Right.
I guess like his testimony kind of confused me. So did he enjoy having sex with Madonna? I couldn't really
very
tell.
unclear.
It's unclear. And then we find out that she couldn't have him because he was gay.
Bisexual.
Was that it?
I mean, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. I mean, either way.
He had sex with... We know he had sex with Madonna. And then he had sex with this man.
Her.
Yeah, he said he was in love with her.
I don't get it.
Could be just like a guy, a closet case, just doesn't want to admit that he's gay, then gets found out, maybe. I don't know. But was he part of the conspiracy?
I don't fucking know. I was asking you.
We know Jurgen Prochnow is part of the conspiracy.
Right.
Because it's revealed at the end that Madonna did indeed poison her lover with cocaine in his nasal spray.
Yeah.
And, taking advantage of his heart condition.
Right.
I mean, if he didn't have a heart condition, would he just had a really good time?
I mean, aww. That'll make it kind of sad. I'm just happy you're here,
Does targeting men with heart problems and having vigorous sex with them make her an angel of death?
I mean... Yeah. Yeah, but like angel
In a way?
angle of death. People can't spell angel correctly.
The conspiracy is something to do with Jurgen Prochnow, like his testimony is intentionally bad so that he can be true, so that Willem Dafoe can prove that he's a bad witness, and he's claiming that he told her about the heart condition that her lover had when she killed him, and then Willem Dafoe comes in and like humiliates him, like you're lying, and
Takes him
proves it.
down.
Yeah, and then it was revealed at the end that Prochnow did that intentionally. Here's the thing: the case goes the exact same way, whether Prochnow testifies or not.
Yeah, it's...
Like, you can almost cut him out of the film.
I mean,
I hate
just think
saying
about
that
it,
about
but
the
like,
great Jurgen Prochnow.
no, and of course, I mean, if you're gonna have Jurgen Prochnow in your movie,
you should have
you're
it
not
in your
cutting
movie.
him out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
No cutting room floor for Jurgen.
how awesome was he in Top Gun Maverick?
I never saw that film.
He's in everything.
I just... He was on the poster for Top Gun. Jurgen!
He played Maverick. What are you talking about?
It's so true. I loved him in JFK. As JFK.
Got cut out of that one as
Got out
well.
of that one too! Fucking Jurgen. Damn it. Jurgen was Ant-Man.
This character, though, like he has like no importance throughout, other than he kind of gets humiliated in court, and then it comes out that like he's the most important character in the movie. He's the one who's been wronged this whole time,
Right?
Because he's the one who's going to take revenge at the end for all men.
God. Yeah. Okay. Okay. First of all, I think it's great when you put somebody you're going to kill in white pajamas, because I love how blood shows up on that.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I swear to God, anytime we could get tits out in this film, we got
Every
tits out
time.
every time. And I'm looking at another review here that's pretty much their favorite part. But no, like, and I didn't expect her to die at the end. I guess I didn't. Well, I thought that.
How would she go on?
I had this feeling, and again, I hadn't seen this since I was 16 years old. I kept thinking that Willem Dafoe's life fell apart after that, and then eventually he ends up killing her and himself. I don't know why I had that in my head. That probably would have been a better ending.
Yeah.
But that for some reason was in my head, and then I remember the white pajamas and going, that's how you do it, because if you put on red ones, you're just not going to see that blood.
Less impact that way.
I hate, and then she flies out the window. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
And he comes up to shoot her after being thrown off of a
Where his neck
banister.
Right.
His neck would have snapped,
I mean,
honestly.
And the way he was laying looked like his neck was broken down on the ground.
And his back would have broken.
yes,
Something would have broken, and he could not crawl his way back up those stairs.
But you have
In
to
the
remember
time
those
that he
stairs
did
are
it.
magic, though. Lots of things happen. on
They
those
are
stairs.
erotic
They're
stairs.
very erotic stairs. Very erotic.
But I don't think. Well, oh, never mind.
Yes, they had sex on the stage.
Yes, they had sex on the stairs.
No, but I was gonna say that killing is not very erotic, but then
I mean,
one of the movies.
how far? Yeah. Oh.
So what is your impression of the 90s now?
I mean, yeah, you've seen Leprechaun and now this. It's like, I don't really think that that's fair. But, I mean, so far, do you wish that you would have grown up in that time?
No. Glad I experienced it now and not back then. I think I think I'm good.
It struck me when he's like, you didn't see his name in the newspaper? And Madonna says, I don't read the newspaper. And I just kept thinking, wow, yeah, they didn't have internet. Like, because with all the sex on the internet, Madonna would have been on the internet.
That's another thing about the courtroom scenes, though, is that everybody is so sassy.
They're
the
so
judge is
sassy.
sassy. Joe Mantegna is so sassy.
So sassy.
Like, just all sass all the time.
And then you have like that moment with Madonna where it's like where the judge is like reprimanding her. It's like she wasn't even sassy. She had like one bit of sass for a second.
No, like the judge kept doing things just to be
Aphorisms.
sassy. Exactly. It made no sense.
I kept trying to think of an aphorism for that. Like, and I got
She just speaks in the weirdest terms at all time. Everything is a comparison for her.
it's the poor effort of a script. I think it's just like, and what
That's
would
like
the
somebody.
sassy
Yeah,
woman say?
you can sense where like the writer is trying to get a little too clever at all times.
Yeah, and don't try because we're seeing right through it. We know that this wasn't written by some.
We know you typed this with one hand.
I don't get it. It blows my mind too that the writer of this is Brad Merman.
Yeah.
And I don't like anybody using the last name Merman. No. Eugene,
No,
so
it's not. They're not allowed.
they're not related. Let's just put that out there.
Yes.
They are not related.
Yes.
Yes.
They're both very funny, though.
Very.
You have to have some kind of sense of humor about
That's a
this.
good point. That's a good point.
Not a good sense of humor.
No.
No.
So this film grossed $13.7 million. But I can't see what the budget was. It's
I would
like,
imagine the budget was probably a little bit more. I imagine
Because it's Madonna?
No, Madonna got like 10 million to make it.
doesn't-
Like, I'm serious. Like, she made like she had to have gotten like 10 million. Like, she was a huge star,
right.
and they had to have paid her very handsomely to play a role like
I
this.
think so. I just wish I could
Then
see.
she was the whole budget. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So they only recouped what, like $3 million for the film?
I mean, they didn't. I don't think they made their money on this.
No, because
don't think
I thought it was like critically panned across the board.
I
back
mean,
then.
8%.
Yeah, well, yeah, that'll tell you. 8%. I wouldn't even give it 8%.
no.
What stands out for you in the movie? Like, what's the thing like you're gonna remember forever?
I'm hoping to not remember any of it forever. Maybe.
You're never gonna sleep again, are you?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It might take a few days.
Oh my god.
It's so gross.
It's so gross. It's a moist film. It's dank. It's upsetting.
There's a place for pornography in the world, and it's in private,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just for yourself.
Yeah, because just
and
imagine
no
your
others.
grandparents going to see this film in the theater.
Just imagine being in a crowd
Oh.
while all this is happening.
Your nana's giving your grandpa a hand job. I'm sorry, yours is still alive. See, we don't
They
have to think
are, yes. I have 2 sets of grandparents that are still alive.
Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Nipple clamps for me. I think that's what I'm going to take away from this viewing. Again, it's been so long since I saw it, and I really don't think I missed it.
This is pornography. This is something to watch alone by yourself or with willing partner.
That's true.
That's where you watch
A
this
very
movie.
willing partner.
Has to be willing with this movie.
I mean, for dudes, straight dudes,
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be hard to. I mean, no, it's going to be hard. I don't think it's going to be hard to get them to watch the film.
There again, it's just a kind of a mirror, that holds something up to society at that time, because
Yes.
men could put their fucking masturbation fantasy on the big screen, 3,000 screens.
Yep.
Here's what I jerk off to.
Yeah.
Is basically what this movie says.
Well, I mean, this is again. That's that period of time where we're talking about stuff like Basic Instinct, where men are watching two women make out, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, man! It's so awesome to be a white dude in America right now."
I just have news for you guys. It's not okay to have hard-ons in public. That's just not cool.
It's never okay.
not cool. Don't, no.
That's why you carry a book everywhere you go.
You're this is for men are just having hard-ons just in public like that.
That's all it was.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, and what did we get? A river runs through it. I mean, there's Brad Pitt, and he's
There's
still
a
got
double entendre there. I do not want to go into here.
That's also a very wet film, though, isn't it? It's a very wet film. God, the early 90s is very moist.
I was
Your
watching.
mom's not going to listen to this just because I said moist a lot.
Yeah.
I was watching John Mulaney last night because I watched John Mulaney's Kid Gorgeous a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of the funniest things.
Absolutely.
That's what he just says. I'm just gross now. I feel like that's been Willem Dafoe's entire career.
Oh, my God.
I'm just gross now. He's always sweating.
He's all. You know what? No, that's not true. The Aquatic Life, he wasn't sweating in that, and that took place on water.
And he's such a sweetheart in that movie.
He is
too.
such a sweetheart in that movie.
I love Willem
him.
Dafoe.
I do too. But
against him, but
he's just not he's not that.
But then he puts it out there though that he goes for it every time. He's so deeply committed. He's a great actor.
What's the film that about Florida?
The Florida Project.
The fantastic film,
Yeah.
and he was fantastic in it. But again, I didn't have to picture him having sex with anybody in it. I didn't see his face, dive
Buried in
deep into
Madonna.
a muff,
Madonna's muff.
Madonna's muff,
A
which
very
a lot of
famous
people
one.
can say that they have done that.
And good for her.
Good for fucking her.
Have all the
Good
sex
for
that you
fucking
want.
her. Yeah.
Have all the sex
I
you want. She
agree.
was challenging, she's challenging
All the norms.
At the same time, she's taking it around on such a circle. Because,
Yeah.
I'm on your side, I'm like, oh, wait, I don't need to see that.
Yep,
Stop.
yep.
Stop. No.
I don't know.
She's turning you into a Puritan. How all the way? Okay, cool. Yeah, you're having sex. You're very public about it. Great. Not Vanilla Ice.
Not Vanilla Ice.
No,
Not
no.
Vanilla Ice. Not Vanilla Ice. Oh, I think she was just kind of screwed though. No matter what, she got A League of Their Own. We're done. Because you think about Shanghai Surprise. I actually, but again, I was 10 when this came out. Who's That Girl? I loved that movie. But of course, I've watched it since then. Does not hold up for a 45-year-old. And then what did she do after this movie? Swept Away? Or no, Best Friends. The one
Next Best Thing?
Yeah, Next Best Thing.
That movie's awful.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible.
Swept Away. Oh,
Swept
man.
Away was awful.
Wow, just unwatchable.
So bad. I loved her on Will and Grace, though. You can make her funny. Not a good actress, but you can still make her
She's
funny.
terrible in this.
She's
just really bad
She
in
looks
this.
dead behind the eyes.
She has no, her voice doesn't rise
Nope.
with any kind
Right.
of timbre at any point. Everybody
Right.
else is sassy, and I think she just went the opposite direction. Except for, when she's
The end.
on the stand.
Yeah, that
when
was
she's on
the
the
only-
stand, she gets a little sassy, but,
She has that, and then she actually, the tears, I kind of believed it. I kind of believed it, but then you're also going, that's Madonna. You're not, I mean, come on. Silly. But, I mean, for you, what is your standard of acting? To you, who's one of your favorite actors that you think is just fantastic?
Well, my favorite actor will always be John Barrowman.
Yeah.
Just because I love him.
We love Captain Jack.
And I do love the the way that he plays every character he's in.
Mm-hmm.
He just very much becomes that character.
Right.
And he has the feeling behind all of it.
You believe him in every character he plays.
Yes.
I believe John Barrowman is a guy who could not stop himself from having sex with Madonna on top of a car.
No, 100%.
Oh my god.
But I'd rather watch that.
That would be better than this.
That's weird. And again, Sorry, Willem, but there's something sexy about Captain Jack having sex with Nana. I feel like that's fine. That's fine.
Honestly, Captain Jack probably did at some
Probably
point.
did.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's been alive since the 1800s.
You really, I mean, again,
been on
yeah.
Earth since the 1800s.
Sorry, we're Doctor Who geeking out over here.
Don't mind that.
Speaking of, though, like, one of my favorite actors of all time is David Tennant. And when you
yes.
see, and no matter what, like, you don't always see him as the Doctor. When you see him in Broadchurch, I mean, like, just some of the stuff that he does, he transforms. He
Yes.
is that
Yeah.
person. And that's the kind of acting I want to see in a film.
I don't think Willem Dafoe, this is his fault in terms of how...
It's, well, the script just
I think
sucks.
he gets turned into being sleazy
Yeah.
by some of the roles that he's in.
Agreed.
It makes him appear like he's just as sleazy as the movies that he's in. But
Right.
certainly nobody's as sleazy as the movie as he's in.
Just walking sleaze. Just, ugh.
They make him look bad.
It's-
Make him look bad.
It's like watching a movie through flypaper. It's sticky.
The movie is sticky.
The movie is sticky.
It is sticky.
It's covered,
has a
it's
scent.
coated with some sort of film.
You pick up body of evidence. You just want to wash your hands afterwards.
No offense, Willem Dafoe. Hashtag no offense, Willem Dafoe.
Our other options this weekend.
Would have been so much better.
Well,
Then
the
again,
other options were like Uruguayan rugby players having to turn into cannibals to survive a plane crash.
yep, nope, not
And
going to do that. one.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's mullet.
Which I think that would have been fun.
That probably would have been better.
That would have been better, but I have to say, as far as 90s films go, early 90s films, everybody had great hair in this film. I mean, they all had very 90s
Anne
hair.
Archer had a mullet.
But when she put the scrunchie in, I love the 90s
Julianne Moore
hair.
looked great.
She when
looked
doesn't she
phenomenal.
ever? I mean, she
I
always
don't
looks
know what
great.
they did to Madonna's head. What was that?
Okay, so right before this film, she bleached her eyebrows, which is the truth, and then they had to color them in. For me, it was not toning that blonde hair because it looked so bad. And her, again, she just looked lifeless, like she'd
Yeah.
been dead right before she started.
Well, and
filming.
I get the point. The point that they're trying to do, like, and in any other movie they would explain, is that she's trying to dowdy up a little bit, and so that everybody doesn't call her a whore, even though that's the whole point of the
That is-
movie is to call her a whore.
Right. Yeah, once you put a brown beret on Madonna, I mean, come on. That was the whole, like, the pearls, it just, everything felt so,
It was,
Mary
but
Pickford.
But again, that's the point that she's trying to make. Is like she's trying to do that, but the movie doesn't establish that that's what she's trying to do.
Right.
So it just makes her look weird and awkward.
right. Although those colors that she was wearing was very much of the time, so it was very, actually, her whole entire outfit, like, her closet, looked like Anne Archer's performance. You know, you've got these navies, you know, these beiges, these khakis, and then you've got, you know, Anne Archer, give it to her. I mean, like, I like her as an actress,
Very good actress.
but why is she always in films like this? Like, when I look back at our childhood, give me a movie where it didn't look like she was crying in it. Like, she's always crying in films.
Somebody's always making her cry.
Well, okay.
She's like the symbol of like misogyny of it. She's just mistreating Anne Archer should be like a code word.
Now,
for like,
see? There's a
the way
documentary in the
men treated
making.
women in movies.
Mistreating Anne Archer, coming in 2024. It's like searching for Deborah Winger, only it's just like, people just being really shitty to Anne Archer. Why?
Oh my god! Make a YouTube supercut of
Yes.
all the times in movies where people were rude to Anne Archer.
Please, somebody do it. Because I'm not that savvy, but I would totally watch that over and over again. I put that on. I feel so bad for MJ because MJ's like, who the fuck is Anne Archer?
Look, I'm following a little bit, but
She's
only
the
a
one with
little
the
bit.
bad hair.
Yes.
Okay, so she
Yeah.
did films that were all like this, like where she would just. I think of Fatal Attraction.
Can I blow your mind?
Yeah.
A little bit. She was 45 when she made this movie.
Shut up!
I kid you not.
She was my age.
45 years old. She looks fantastic.
She does. She
Fantastic.
absolutely does. How old was Julianne Moore?
Sure.
Had to be her 20s, right? Had to be. You know, the rest of her looked like she was in her 40s. That's did in the 90s. Of
course.
wanted to look older.
Of course, Anne Archer was a victim of Adrian Lyne, because everybody who's in the movie can claim victimhood.
Oh, God. Don't make me think about Lita.
Yeah, just looking at her filmography, let's see. Just get out and
It's like just tears. Just a list of tear jerks. Like, I swear to God, she played a cancer survivor. A cancer victim in like 7 made-for-TV movies. She went on to do Lifetime shit. I mean,
oh my God,
she's really emotional.
Titles. Here, I'm just gonna read you some titles from Anne Archer's biography here. All right, The Man in the Attic.
Okay.
That can't be good. That can't be good.
No.
Ready for that? Prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
Because Mommy Works.
What? That's an after school special.
She made that after she made this.
She did not. Who was in that one? Because is she a prostitute in it with a heart of
I've
gold?
never heard of this movie before in my life.
Because Mommy Works.
Since her divorce, Nurse lives alone with her old son, Willie. Her husband, Ted, may have Willie every second weekend, but when Ted marries Claire, who has 2 children herself, he wants to see Willie more and more often. And because Mommy works, he needs to take her. He needs to take their child away.
I hate the name Willie because I always think on that one. Willies. I like Willies.
Oh my God! So he wants to see him more. At first, Abby welcomes this because it leaves her time for her career.
So she can work.
But when she sees Willie suffers from the situation and wants to reduce time Willie spends at Ted's family, this is how do you describe a movie like this? First of all,
It's a Lifetime film, right?
it goes. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Lifetime movie. It is. It is a TV movie for sure. It is a TV movie. I don't know if Lifetime existed in '94.
And it would be like on ABC, like on a Saturday night, in a very special film, Anne Archer.
Oh,
Because
wow.
Mommy Works.
Because Mommy Works.
Brought to you by Tide.
This is her fault because she works.
What are some other titles?
Bottom line is, well, ladies, stop working your jobs and take care of your kids.
This is where, America started going to hell. Wait. And they all had to work.
Oh my God! Because Mommy Works.
Great. Actually, I want to make that my album title. It is just me with nipple clamps. Because, if you guys can be called Daddy sexily, then I'll be fine.
Ah, no!
Hell yeah! Because Mommy works. Work, nipple clamp. Sit up. MJ.
Ouch.
More life.
Call me
than
Mommy. Frank, call me Mommy.
Freaked me out. Like when I heard that Reagan called his wife Mommy.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, but our grandparents, Soup and Papa, she would call him Dad all the time.
Yeah.
Dad, what do you want for dinner, Dad?
The president of the United States referred to his wife as Mommy.
Now, see, because Mommy works, it's kind of sexy, doesn't it? But wait till you see Nancy Reagan.
I know. Yeah, she was in Fatal Attraction, of course, which is where Michael Douglas cheats on her.
Yeah, with Glenn Close, and she finds their pet bunny boiling in a pot on their stove.
Fatal Attraction is a terrible film.
It's a terrible
It's
film.
god awful.
But you still believe the performances.
It's
Glenn Close
very
is
memorable
amazing
in that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Archer cries in it.
She was on Falcon Crest for 22 episodes. You know she cried there.
No, she cried on Falcon Crest. I cried watching Falcon Crest. Lorenzo Lamas. Get out of here.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, I just feel like she's gonna file a class action suit against us. She's listening to this. It's like, now what did they say about me? I'm gonna make a T-shirt that has Anne Archer crying on it.
Oh.
And we'll sell that as merch. There we go.
Men mistreating Anne Archer is the trope we didn't know we needed.
Because Mommy works. I love that.
She gets accused of murder in this movie. Like, she's the one who Willem Dafoe accuses of being the one who killed him.
I really actually thought she was guilty at first. I thought that's a possibility.
That's the Basic Instinct twist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that they framed Jean Triplehorn for having killed the guy there.
So which came out first?
Basic Instinct came out first, yeah.
So this is just like, and if you can even say this is like the Walmart.
This is the Etsy version.
The Etsy version. Etsy people are way cooler than that. Way cooler.
That is true.
I think this is the Wish.com.
This is the Facebook Marketplace
version of Basic Instinct. It basically is. All we're missing is Madonna just showing us her
springs popping out the side. Mismatched. Everything.
What I ordered, what I got. We've got Basic Instinct at home.
mind.
I'm so sorry.
We're bigging up Basic Instinct, which is also just a problematic piece of shit.
Exactly.
Man.
Oh, cinema. 90s cinema. Wow.
Yeah, there's a whole conversation about Basic Instinct you might want to look into, just about turning gay people into murderers, essentially.
Oh,
so
great.
she's a bisexual character, and she's automatically, because she has a lot of sex, thus a murderer.
Women. Am I right?
Michael
women
Douglas,
be like...
also the opposite. He's like, of course he married Ann Archer in a movie one time. He's, of course.
How can I make Ann Archer cry this year?
I swear, she should have been the wife in Disclosure.
Oh, I wish, man. That would have made that movie actually almost watchable.
There's a subgenre of movies where Michael Douglas cheats on his wife.
Oh, wait, Disclosure. That's 94, isn't
It
it?
might be coming soon, yeah.
Oh, that should have been on the burning room floor.
It's such a piece of crap.
Such a piece of shit.
You gotta see, though.
Yeah.
You gotta see how they depict the internet in Disclosure. It's very funny.
Oh boy.
You're gonna look like the websites are just gonna kill your fucking eyes, man. Everybody would think everything was made on GeoCities.
Virtual reality is a thing where you put the helmet
VR.
on, and like you actually have to, if you want a file, you have to physically open a filing cabinet in VR.
In VR.
And pick up a file, and it's got photos inside.
Everything was a dossier back then. Everything on the internet had a dossier.
And then you carry the file with you.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think we should just watch that anyway. Just so you can suffer the way the rest of us did.
Sweaty Dennis Miller. In
Oh,
that movie.
God! I bet he's sweaty to this day. Fuck you, Dennis Miller. You used to be my idol.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's body of evidence.
Yeah.
You never have to see it again.
But you might want to. If you want to show it to friends.
In the privacy of your own home, with the lights out.
I would just say watch it in your mind. Sometimes you can just do that, you know?
Sometimes they just stay there. They just don't leave.
It's like those old TVs that when you turn them off, sometimes the tube would stay up on the screen. Remember like that? Like that's it's like imprinting in your brain. That's what it is.
We've got a decision to make here.
What's that?
For next week's show.
Okay.
And one of which I don't actually know what this movie is, which is why I'm kind of vamping here to look it up.
Okay.
But one of your options is Aspen Extreme. Which is a snowboarding...
I'm sorry, my face was very angry at that one.
A snowboarding dramedy.
Finola Hughes in that?
Could very well...
Because I think that was the one that was up against, that Allison was going to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aspen Extreme. Hate the title already. Go ahead.
The other movie, it says it's called Hexed.
Hexed.
I don't think that's... I don't know. I can't find it on IMDb.
Hexed. That sounds... It was a...
It's not the Willie Ames movie where he has superpowers.
I thought it was
Zapped. That was Scott Baio. What am I thinking?
So that has, this has Ira Gross in it.
Oh, God. Oh, God, no!
Yes! Adrian Shelley. Oh, I love Adrian Shelley. Audie Ermey in it.
I love... Oh, man, that's
Let's watch it. Let's watch next. Look at, there's the movie poster.
Wow.
Oh boy.
90s.
Yikes.
Claudia Christian. She was in Freaks and Geeks. Oh,
What
yeah.
if it's like a hidden gem? It could very well be like a wonder little hidden gem.
Here's the great thing. The tag on the poster is more basic than any instinct, more fatal than an attraction, more motion than a picture. That's weird. That's weird.
A clerk's in a hotel since 18. 30-year-old Matthew breaks the monotony when his favorite model, Hexina, secretly stays at the hotel. He impersonates a caller and goes on a date with her, and things get deadly.
Okay, I'm sorry. That sounds like Hunk. Like, because he dealt with the devil, and then, but then he turned into, like, a really hot guy. Let's watch Hunk. Oh, wait, that's 1987. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Was his name Hunk Golden?
It was Hunk Golden.
Wow.
Damn right. Damn right.
That's a thing they actually did in the...
Somebody
thought of that and wrote it down and then put it in a movie.
And then we got to watch it on Saturday nights on Cinemax.
Oh, and by the way, it's porn.
It's porn. Well, it's Okay, like loose screws is porn.
Body of evidence is porn.
Body of evidence is
I'm going to
porn.
put it right down. That is pornography.
Yeah, and now if you would have had like a Steve Guttenberg
I know
character in it, that would be different.
I know everybody has like, oh, he's condemning pornography. I'm not condemning pornography.
No.
I'm not using pornography as a pejorative. I'm saying that this is, if you would like to find pornography for which to masturbate to, that's what body of evidence is.
That's what it's there for. And I would think Madonna would say, yeah, use it. You're not hurting anybody.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Have your fun.
It's just-
it doesn't make it a good movie.
It doesn't make it a good movie.
It certainly makes it a very funny movie to talk about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's not good.
It's not good.
It's terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Leprechaun or Body of Evidence?
I'd have to go with Leprechaun.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the redeeming thing for Leprechaun?
Jennifer Aniston,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
always
Nope.
Jennifer Aniston.
No sweaty Willem Dafoe.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no...
You know what?
candles, no glass.
Everybody was pretty dry in Leprechaun, I think. That's good.
Except for the leprechaun.
true.
Except for the Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
He was a horny little
He
leprechaun.
was. He looked kind of sweaty. That's true. That's true. Well, I think that Hex would be a very dry film as well. I think we should try it.
I mean, that's what Ari Grace's wife said. Was that
Oh, it's a very dry. Very dry. Bazing.
most women, when they see him,
Norman Fell's in it too. Oh, I think that's probably like one of his last roles because he did the Ropers and then this.
it's amazing.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We're doing Hexed. I don't care what you say.
All right, that's fine.
Yes.
You could be watching Aspen Extreme, but whatever.
Yeah, no one's watching Aspen Extreme.